Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schweingler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women who want to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding their finances. Now, whether you're just starting out on your money journey, you're looking to build wealth, or you want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. So, here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just talking numbers and strategies. We're digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. I will be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, but we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with your money and make it work for you. So, if you are ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making your money work for you, then you're in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. Now, before we jump into this episode, let's go over some basics. So, if you are finally ready to make a difference in your financial life, but you want something self paced, check out my Budgeting Basics bundle. This is a digital pack filled with the exact tools I use to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start feeling confident with my finances. Inside, you will get my signature budgeting template, a debt payoff tracker, savings challenges, a money mindset reset, an expense audit, and even a 2-week budget bootcamp to help you get back on track and fast. So, if you are ready for a fresh start with your money without the overwhelm and you want something that is self paced and kind of at the beginner level, this bundle is exactly where I would have you begin. You can grab it now using the link in the show notes and be sure to use code HMM podcast for 15% off. This is an exclusive discount just for my podcast listeners because you guys are so wonderful and you show up here every single week, 2 times a week. So, of course, I have to find a way to say thank you to you guys. So, make sure you use that code HMM podcast. And if you know that you want help with your money and your money habits, but you want something faster than self paced work, personalized, and someone to directly hold you accountable, sign up for private one on one coaching with me. So I'll have the link in the show notes for you. You can either do a one-time one on one coaching call to answer your budgeting basics, get your budget set up, and get you on your way. Or you can do my 12-week private coaching program, which is called Her Money Method, for more accountability, structure, and motivation. So, this is where you and I meet face to face every 2 weeks for 12 weeks, and we have communication in between those every 2 week visits, of course. We build your budget, we build your savings plan, we build your debt payoff plan, and I am there every single step of the way for every question that you might have, any roadblock that you might hit. That is exactly what Her Money Method is all about. We rewire those limiting beliefs around your money, and I walk you through the actual practical steps and tips on how to be debt free and how to have money in the bank, have breathing room, how to be able to spend a little bit of extra money on you because you deserve it. This is all things we do inside of Her Money Mindset. So be sure to sign up for that free consultation call for Her Money Method coaching. And that link will be in the show notes, as well as the link for the one on one strategy call. And you can also use code HMM podcast for 15% off of the strategy call as well. And also, lastly, please leave a review of the podcast. So, if you are one of my loyal, dedicated listeners that shows up twice a week, every single week, I truly, truly would be so grateful and so thankful if you would be willing to leave me a review. This helps push out the podcast to more women, and it shows me that you appreciate the content that I have to share and that you find some value in it. And if you want me to cover a certain topic, you can also leave that in the review as well. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram over at hermoneymindsets_. Now, let's dive into this episode. The 5-step budget reset for busy women. Because trust me, I know we are all freaking busy. Whether or not you have a partner, whether or not you have kids, we're just busy. I think it's like our inherent nature that we have to be busy. So for me personally, I work full time. My husband works full time. We have two kids under 4. Mine just turned 3 and 1. And I work full time. I do her money mindset on the side as my business. And so we're just busy. We're just busy. So trust me, if anybody gets it, I get it. So if your budget feels like a hot mess right now, you're not alone. And it is the beginning of September. This is such a great time to get our money in order because guess what? The holidays are coming up. And guess what we're not going to do? We are not going to scramble to try to come up with $500 to $1,000 for Christmas in December, right? Because that's just not how we do things here. What we're going to do is we are actually going to be mindful. We're going to create a sinking fund now if you have not already, and you're going to start putting money aside for Christmas just a little bit each month so that way you're not scrambling to come up with money for gifts. That's a little side note tangent. We're going to be talking more on specific steps that you can go through to kind of do a little reset for your money if things got a little off track. I know the summer usually that's just the time when budgets go awry. I get it. I had both of my kids' birthdays in August. You know, we went over budget, but that's just life. That's what happens. So, resets are very powerful because it's not about starting over, it's about realigning your goals and realigning your values. So, for our step 1, we need to review our current spending. So, you cannot fix what you don't see. So if you don't know what the problem is and you don't know, oh, I went $100 over budget on my coffee this month. If you don't know that, how are you supposed to fix it? How are you supposed to work on that? Because you're not aware of it. I mean, sure you might be aware, but you might not really be aware of how much you went over or how bad your situation really is. So, you need to have awareness. You can't fix what you can't see. So pull up your bank account or your credit card app for the last 30 days, and we're just going to review. We're just going to take a look. And this is not shameful. This is not guilt. This is not judgment. This is just data. We're just looking at it and we're saying, oh, I see that I spent $400 on coffee. My budget was $300. So you can see, okay, we went $100 over in that category. Then you can look and say, oh, for groceries, our budget was $500, but I actually only spent $400 on groceries. Then you can look at, say, oh, for shopping, my budget was $300, but I actually spent $600. And you just look and you say, okay, all right, that's what happened last month. Then, so like, if you see that $400 on eating out, don't beat yourself up. We're just noting it and we're moving on. Write it down, make a mental note in your head if you feel like you can remember all of those different things, or type it in your phone, do whatever you need to do. I know a lot of girlies love the Notion. I've never used Notion. I want to kind of get into it because it seems like it would be helpful for my business. But if you've tried Notion and you want to do that, do it. If you have my budgeting template, jot down some notes in there. Whatever works for you. We're just noting it. We're not beating ourselves up. Then, once we do that, we need to identify our priorities. So, as busy women, we have to juggle so much. So, this is about aligning your money with what matters. So, for example, we've got kids' activities, we've got debt payoffs, we've got family trips, and it could be something that you might not even think of. Like, for example, with me and my husband both working full time and me doing a business on the side, we just hired a house cleaner. We took the investment to have a house cleaner come into our home 2 times a month because that is something I can delegate to someone else and I get that time back with my family. So instead of in between my time off of work and my husband's time off of work and then my time off of my business, trying to find time for the kids, time for me, time for my husband, and time to go out and do something as a family or make dinner. But then I've also got to clean, and it's just stressful, right? So that was something that me and my family were able to financially afford in our budget right now. And remember, in the last episode, we talked about seasons of sacrifice and seasons of abundance. If you are in your season of sacrifice right now and you don't have the extra money to be able to make the investment into a house cleaner, that is okay. We will work and we will get you there. The Budgeting Basics Bundle can help you, or I can help you with private coaching. It's okay. So don't make yourself feel bad or feel guilty because you're not able to financially invest in those things right now. We will get you there. Don't even worry about it. But this all goes to say, I looked and I said, you know what? In our finances, we can make some cutbacks in other areas to align our money with what matters. What matters to me is more time back with my family. So, what did I do? I invested in a house cleaner. So, ask yourself, does my current spending match what I say my priorities are? So if your priorities are that your kids get to play soccer or that you are going to go on a solo vacation, in 6 months, does your current spending match with what you say it is? Like if your vacation is going to cost you $5,000 and your goal right now is you're going to be saving, I don't know, 500, $1,000 a month, whatever it might be, right? But you seem to always be falling short on that. That's probably a good sign. If you have the income to make it happen, that's probably a good sign that your current spending does not match what you say your priorities are. So, if your current spending does not match your priorities, you need to highlight that gap, and that is where your reset begins. Okay? Then you need to go through and you need to simplify your categories. I actually just did this, I think, last month. So, overly complicated budgets do not work when life is hectic. Okay? You need some main categories. You need your bills, you need your expenses, you need your savings, and you need your debt. And then your expenses, you can break them down a little bit more. You can do groceries, you can do personal money, you can do money for the kids, diapers, wipes, school, aftercare, whatever, right? And then you have to remember this is simplicity, which then gives you sustainability. And doing this cut last month for us really helped us and helped me with the overwhelm in my own life and in my business because I wasn't looking when I opened my budgeting template. I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit overwhelmed seeing all of these different bills and all of these different expenses that I've had to add for my business or for our kids' childcare or the house cleaners, whatever it might be, right? So when I group them into smaller categories, so instead of all of the different things I have to pay for my business, I just said her money mindset expenses. And then I budget whatever amount it is each month for that. So instead of having 5 different things listed out for the business, which is overwhelming, I just have it listed in one category, which is so helpful. Okay, number 4, we need to automate our systems. So automation saves your decision fatigue. So examples, you can do an auto transfer to savings on payday. You can have bill pay set up for your minimums. You can do cash envelopes or debit card limits for spending if this is something that you struggle with overspending. And you have to have a mindset shift. So taking decisions off of your plate does not mean that you're not capable. It just means that you are letting your money work for you, which is exactly what I'm trying to teach you. Your money is supposed to work for you. You don't work for your money works for you. And putting your money on autopilot is a great way to take decisions off your plate, give you more time back in your day because, like I said, we're freaking busy. We're busy women, right? Now, you're going to automate your systems. Then, step 5. I want you to build in a weekly reset ritual. So you have to be consistent. And in order to be consistent, you have to be disciplined. So consistency is where the reset sticks. So I would suggest maybe doing a 15-minute Sunday check-in, maybe Monday, whatever. If you work a weird schedule, do it based on what works with your weird schedule. Personal finance is personal. You do what works for you. I'm making suggestions. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, or modify what doesn't. Okay? So, do a 15-minute Sunday check in. You're going to look at your bank balances, you're going to review your spending, and you're going to prep for the week. Okay? How do I prep for the week? What am I supposed to do? You need to look at the bills that are going to be coming out that week. You're going to look at the debt payments that are going to be coming out that week, and you're going to look at what expenses you have. So groceries, gas, whatever, right? Then you're going to take the total of all of those numbers and you're going to make sure that your checking account has enough money to cover the total of what your bills, debts, and expenses are for the week. If this is something that overwhelms you, if you have a hard time keeping track of all of your bill due dates and your debt due dates and your like expenses, like kind of when you need to do a little refresh, like your cat food or whatever, grab my budgeting basics bundle. Like I said, this is designed to help you. My budgeting template, which is included in the bundle, has a calendar overview, and you enter in your due dates for everything in that calendar. So that way, when you get a little confused or you're doing your Sunday check in, you can look and you can say, oh, for this week, I have 2 bills due and I have 1 debt payment due. Then you go to your monthly tab and you say, okay, that's how much this bill is, that's how much that bill is, and this is how much my debt payment is. Then you just take the total of those numbers and you input it into your calculator and you make sure that you have enough money in your checking to cover it. It really is that simple, you guys. You don't have to make it scary. You don't have to make it complicated. This is why we put systems in place to help us. This is why I created the Budgeting Basics Bundle, to make things easier for you. This is why I offer private coaching, to help you work through it. It does not have to be hard. Choose what you invest your time and your mental energy in. Now, I encourage you, if this is something that is you feel like is pulling your freaking teeth out one by one to do this, make it enjoyable. Buy some coffee, make a coffee, make a nice dinner, take yourself out on a date, do a movie night, stick the kids in front of the TV for a couple hours so they can have a fun movie night while you and your husband or you and your partner sit down and go over the budget. Light a candle. This is self-care. It might not seem like it, and it might actually kind of suck, but this is self-care. You making sure you have enough money in your bank account so you don't have to panic every single time you go to pay for something, or that you don't have to overdraft every single time a bill pops up that you forgot about. That's not a chore. It's not. It's self-care. So let's recap the 5 steps. We're going to review your spending. We're going to identify priorities. We're going to simplify our budget categories. We are going to automate our systems. How much money goes into our savings? Automate it. Automate your bill payments. Automate your debt payments. And then number 5, we are going to do that weekly reset ritual. So remember, we don't overhaul everything overnight. Do these steps and start there. Give yourself grace, be patient with yourself, but do not allow yourself to procrastinate or to be so scared that you don't actually do it. All right, friend. I know that was a lot. I know I talked kind of fast. We kind of ran through all of those things. And that is a wrap on today's episode of the Her Money Mindset podcast. So I hope that you are walking away feeling like a budget reset doesn't have to be overwhelming. This is just 5 simple steps to help you feel more confident of your money, even when life is busy. So if you are ready to take the next step, I have a few different ways to help support you. So first thing, you can grab my Budgeting Basics bundle like I've been talking about. This is my most popular starter kit with everything you need to stop living paycheck to paycheck and finally feel confident with your budget. This is low cost. I just dropped the price on this. It's simple to use and you will see results in as little as 2 weeks. And I have the link in the show notes for you. Second, if you are craving deeper guidance and you want a customized plan for your life, you can work with me privately through Her Money Method coaching. This is my 12-week, 3-month private coaching program. This is where we transform the way you handle money, not just the numbers, but also the mindset behind it. Remember, this starts with a free consultation call. This is at no cost to you other than your precious time, and I'm so grateful that you choose to trust me with it. And this is no judgment. I'm here to support you and see how Her Money Method coaching would work for you and your life. Now, if you're not ready for 3 months together, but you still want clarity and direction, I also offer one-time one-on-one strategy calls. So in just 60 minutes, we'll tackle your biggest money struggle and we will leave you with an actionable plan you can use immediately. And for those of you who just want to start building wealth in the background, I recommend checking out SoFi for your high yield savings and banking needs, and Acorns for automatic investing with your spare change. I actually personally use both in my life, and they have been game changers. So, I will leave my referral links in the show notes so you can get started and get free bonuses just for signing up with my link. So, whether you are just ready to reset your budget with a simple bundle, work with me directly, or start building wealth on autopilot, I've got you covered, you guys. So, thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you loved this episode, it truly would mean the world if you shared it with a friend who could use a budget reset, or if you left a quick review wherever you listen to your podcast. I'll see you in the next episode, and remember, you are capable, you are resourceful, and your money is a tool to create the life you deserve. So, have the best week, you guys. It's a short week, hopefully, for most people. I know some of my listeners are not from America, and I know some of my listeners have to work on holidays, but for a lot of us, it is a short week because Monday was a holiday, which was Labor Day. So, you guys just hang in there, get this week over with. We're going into fall. Things are looking good, and I will see you on Friday.